Chairman Aderholt.
Thank you. General Garland, good to have you here. Thanks for your time. I want to focus on something I don't think we've, any questions have been so far, and that's on the Bureau of Prisons. And I understand, according to the Bureau of Prison website, there are less than 35,000 employees to ensure the security of all the federal prisons and services that include 156,000 federal inmates. What steps is the Bureau of Prison taking to address gaps in correctional officer and training and leader training? And is there a reason that the Bureau of Prison's correctional leaders have not participated in the Prison Fellowship Warden Exchange, which is offered without cost to the federal government?
I'm sorry, I don't know about the latter question that you asked, but I'll be happy to have our staff look into it on the warden training and get in touch with you. We have the pandemic delayed Bureau of Prisons' ability to provide in-person training, but BOP has since resumed many in-person trainings and is trying to clear the backlog in that respect. You are right with respect to the number of employees we have in the Bureau of Prisons. It's really not sufficient. It's not sufficient either for the necessary protection, or for the educational programs that we have. And as I discussed earlier with another member of the panel, the problem here is recruitment, retention, and promotion. And I think that the most important thing that the committee can do is to give us the money that we're asking for hiring and retention incentives.
Do you know of any law or regulation that prevents or limits the Bureau of Prisons from accepting donations or services or programs from a nonprofit as long as they don't accept federal funds?
I'm afraid I don't know about that, but I'd be happy to have our staff look into that and get back to your staff.
Okay, if you could look at it and see if there is examples where their community or faith-based programs could be helpful. My understanding is that as long as they don't receive federal funds, then there are programs out there to be of assistance. And I would appreciate you looking into that and let me know if that was something that might be possible, because I think it is could be real helpful. Of course, back on October the 7th of last year, we all know what happened, and along with the attack on Israel, there were 30 Americans that were killed by Hamas terrorists in Israel as part of a larger coordinated attack that left 1,200 Israelis dead and over 200 abducted. And it is my understanding that 8 Americans remain hostage in Gaza. I understand 3 of whom are no longer alive. But you announced that the Justice Department was investigating the death and the kidnappings of the Americans during the attack. Can you give us here on the subcommittee an update on the investigation into the death and kidnapping of those Americans? And is the Justice Department looking to pursue criminal charges against individuals responsible for those attacks?
So the killing or kidnapping of Americans abroad is a federal crime. So of course that is what we're investigating, as I said, for potential criminal prosecution. We have been involved in discussions with Israeli law enforcement and intelligence services to help us get evidence and information in this regard. I really can't say anything more about the progress of the investigation, but this is a matter of extreme concern for us. This was in addition, of course, to the killing of the Americans, this was the largest mass killing of Jews since the Holocaust.
Can you say that that the department is pursuing criminal charges against these individuals?
We're investigating that. We have a criminal investigation in connection with the deaths and kidnapping of Americans in Israel on October 7th.
Can you speak more broadly to the department's work in investigating Hamas threats to the U.S., including efforts by Hamas to raise money in the U.S.?
Yes. Just at a high level of generality, because I don't want to talk about matters that I can't talk about in an open session, but we do have investigations, financial investigations with respect to Hamas which we've had for a number of years. October 7th, as the FBI director noted in his testimony, has raised our threat level considerably with respect to concerns of foreign terrorist organizations like Hamas that might foment problems in the United States. That includes not only Hamas, but Hezbollah, the Iranian Quds Force, ISIS, ISIS-K, various sects of branches of Al-Qaeda. We are concerned and are making sure that all of our joint terrorism task forces are on the lookout for these matters since October 7th. There was a heightened concern before October 7th, but obviously October 7th has only redoubled our concern here.
Thank you. I yield back.
Mr. Ruppersberger?
Yes,